Good afternoon to all listeners and viewers of the NDC Heartbeat podcast. We're happy to welcome all those who are listening on radio via WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio. We've got 100.5 FM out of Labbing, Grenville. We've got Rampoon Radio out of Delaware in the United States, and many other stations picking up the heartbeat on a Sunday afternoon. We also have the NDC Facebook feed and YouTube channel. So welcome to another NDC Heartbeat episode for a slightly cloudy afternoon in Grenada. We welcome the rains, let's just say. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be chatting with Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast, the Honourable Ron Redhead. Also Member of Parliament for South St. George, the Honourable Andy Williams. So we'll be back with you in just a moment and we get the ball rolling. So stay with us. Back with you in a moment.
The National Democratic Congress. There were other suitors, we had other options, we had choices, but we understood the people who always wanted to put people first, who always wanted to put Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique first. When Sister Corinne James, Ron Redhead, when Brother Tevin Andrews, young men and women barely out of their 20s, if they could have seen the vision that the National Democratic Congress was the best choice, he told me that the young people of Grenada understood what was in the best interest of Grenada. So they are the ones who gave us the inspiration to make sure that if they could choose the National Democratic Congress, we who are a little older must follow suit and join the National Democratic Congress as the party of choice and work to build and transform.
Welcome back to the NDC Heartbeat episode for another beautiful Sunday afternoon, albeit a little bit cloudy, but we're getting there. It's going to clear up pretty soon. So in studio with me is the MP for St. George Northeast, the Honourable Ron Redhead, and also MP for the Great South.
The Great South.
The Honourable Andy Williams. We'll be talking today about the People's Manifesto.
Yeah.
Its origin, its content, where it's going, and how it has been perceived, etc., etc. But before we get into that, I know both of you were out in Carriacou yesterday with the Honourable Tevin Andrews.
Wow.
So just give us a little overview as to the magic that took place there, or the energy that flowed.
Yeah. I'll let MP go first. I mean, wow.
Definitely. And Brother Terry, this is coming from the mega rally, of course, at Montrouge that we had in the Great South, and it was well received. And so the Honourable Tevin Andrews opened his campaign office yesterday, and what we thought would be just a combination of maybe about 25 people, and we would all have a drink and sing Kumbaya, turned into a mini rally up in Carriacou. You know, there were over 200 people there in the streets of Hillsborough. And the Honorable Tevin Andrews was very strategic in bringing up myself, the Honorable Andy Williams, the Honorable Kireen James, and Ian Django Thomas, all right? A lifelong friend politically, you know, in terms of what we are doing and with the National Democratic Congress. And I could tell you, it was well received yesterday, to the extent where we felt we were in another rally. Right? The Honorable Kireen James gave a speech that was magnificent,
wow,
electric, you know, and I can go on and on in terms of describing that. But it also speaks to the strength and the ability of the National Democratic Congress after 4 years in government, having to now, in a sense, ensure that the political machinery is well oiled. And we have the General Secretary here this morning, but is well oiled this afternoon, is well oiled to be able to take us through the next 4, the next 5, etc., the cycles. So we are very confident and pleased from yesterday that the Honorable Tevin Andrews is doing his work. And once he continues to do his work, we have no doubt that this will be one of the seats declared for the National Democratic Party.
Great, fantastic, good to hear that. Well, let me hear the cover story from the General Secretary.
Man, Terry and Grenada, I could tell you yesterday was ecstatic. And I must say that Carriacou is strong. Hats off to Honorable Tevin Andrews. At first, when I really said he was going to launch or open a campaign office, I thought we just an office, a normal office, little opening thing. And about probably 30, 40 persons, maybe, if all that. When I went yesterday and I saw the magnitude in terms of the amount of people that was there.
Wow.
Terry, I counted over 200 persons there yesterday.
Whoa.
And it shows that Carriacou is strong. So as the General Secretary, I am well pleased with the level of work that has been done in Carriacou, the level of mobilization that took place yesterday. I am well pleased. And hats off to Tevin. I mean, the speeches, Minister Kireen James yesterday was ecstatic. I was sitting on behind and listening to her speech, and Terry, I almost jumped up my seat to get over the crowd to say, yeah, you know.
We're going to get that speech to make a replay next week.
I'm telling you, you know. But all in all, I was impressed to see the people that came out to support Minister Andrew. I want to say to the people of Carriacou from the National Democratic Congress, thank you. We appreciate your support. And I appreciate the fact that you rally around your MP. It shows the strength of our party. Yeah. Fantastic.
Well, so you kind of start off the thing in Carriacou and Martinique, and were you coming down to the mainland? Or?
Well, see me starting from the north side.
Well, that's great. That's great. Fantastic.
Yes.
And I'm glad that the rains have started in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, so the spice-free Carriacou and Petit Martinique on the 25th of June.
Really green.
Yeah.
But not the kind of green that we normally associate.
Another kind of green.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're here today to talk about the People's Manifesto.
Yes.
Which was conceptualized by the political leader and Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell. And so tell us, give us an overview and a kind of understanding about the People's Manifesto.
So over the past 4 years, Grenada has made meaningful progress. Together we have strengthened our economy, invested in our people, improved public services, expanded opportunities, people first.
Over the last 4 years, we believe that we have laid the foundation, as the Honourable Member, for South St. George has said, Andy Williams, GS, for economic transformation in Grenada. But it must also be underscored that if we were to compare credibility to, in a sense, and as simple as I would say it, do what is said that they would do. NDC administration is best placed to do so. Secondly, this is not engage the people to be able to create ideas. The National Democratic Congress, Senator Nazim Buck, at the time that he were, when he also held the position of leadership, embarked on launching a 13-year policy agenda, right? So this is clear. It is not something that is fly-by-night with the National Democratic Congress, and the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada, has in sense built upon what we was able to achieve from the last 4 years, and to now be able to consolidate that with the people as co-authors to what we are doing. And so the why now is important, one, to be able to say to the Grenadian public, these are the things that we discussed. These are the things that we agreed. These are the things that we have taken stock of, put together, and to be able to present as the way forward. So it is not just the NDC's own idea, but it is an plan that is, in a sense, derived from the balls of the people. And so we see it as a critical component, already having the credibility, being able to implement what we say we will implement. We see it as important to get the people as co-authors to for the next 5 years.
And let me just add, because I like where it's going with this. 4 years in the government, we have delivered on many commitments and made many significant progress. But guess what? New opportunities and challenges lie ahead. The next 5 years require fresh thinking and citizen participation. Good governance requires continuous listening and engagement. And as Minister Redder said, we are taking stock of how far we have come and inviting Grenadians to help shape where we go next.
All right. Well, therefore, let me pose this question as devil's advocate.
No problem.
What if the public or individual pose the question, is this a political campaign kickoff plan, or what do you think that response would be?
Every political party develops a manifesto. What makes this different is how it is being developed. Most manifestos are written behind closed doors. You get a group of individuals coming together and they share ideas. But this manifesto will be informed by the people. The process is as important as the final document. The difference is that there will be a manifesto, right? Sorry, the difference is not that there will be a manifesto. The difference is that Grenadians will help write it, as Minister Willis is saying. So in terms of campaign, every party prepares a manifesto. We are saying that's how we want to do it. And as Minister Willis said, the idea is not new. The idea is not new. Right? But what happened is that years pass, and although the idea is not new, but people talk about it, but they don't actually do it. And we are taking the step now to actually go out and engage the people so that their ideas can be inserted in the manifestos. In the manifesto, they can be co-authors.
Right. Okay. Well, Minister Redhead, how will this plan therefore unfold?
Well, and General Secretary would back me up here in terms of the exact mechanism. But one of the things that we want to do, Terry, is to go polling division by polling division, and in a sense, manage the meetings to hear the ideas. In other words, even if we are building a constituency plan, the challenge is that if you take it from the top down approach, you may miss out critical areas and components. And we believe interrogating every polling division is critical to be able to get citizens to participate. Because in some instances, some PDs may be larger than others, right? And you may have the smaller PDs being left behind in a sense. And sometimes, I'll give you an example, in my constituency, one of the PDs is a much smaller PD, and one of the major road work that we are doing is taking place there. And so, while they may not represent a large number, but they certainly represent a large portion expenditure and some of the initiatives that we are doing in the constituency on a whole. So that do it in a consultative manner, meaning that if you have people participating, it is not a question, well, let's just talk about infrastructure, let's just talk about this, let's just talk about that. We're having a discussion that is largely going to be shaped by ideas. There's a mechanism in place that we have where we can be able to, yes, identify some specific areas, but allow the conversation to flow effectively on community concerns, where we are, take stock of that, and then move forward. So it's really going to be a question of no voice being too small. For the discussion, we want to tap into everybody. No community is too remote, so that's why we want to reach all the PDs in all of the constituencies. And every citizen, in a sense, deserves an opportunity to contribute and to share their ideas.
All right, great. Well, that kind of leads into the next question.
Well,
how would you want the people to be prepared?
Right.
Mentally and otherwise.
Okay, so session will be held through a Grenada Carriacou PD Martinique. Right, citizens will participate in structured discussions. Ideas, concerns, and recommendations will be documented. Online participation also will be an option. But when you're talking about how do you want the people, what is it, Eric, to be prepared?
Yeah, what sort of issues would you want them to prepare themselves mentally for?
So it's general, right? What we do, we are saying that whatever you think may be of a concern in your constituency, come out and you can share it with us. Because at the end of the day, we are not the ones that are really saying what needs to be put in. We are here, we are looking to hear from you. So if you find in your community, in your village, you have some issues that needs to be addressed, from infrastructure, from health, from social development, right, from sports, from education, whatever it is, we are saying that we want to hear your concerns. As an MP, Minister Redden and I will be in our respective meetings, but we will be more listeners than presenters or talkers. Because at the end of the day, we cannot say we are engaging in the People Manifesto and we are
front and center.
Front and center. Whatever it is that concerns you, you could the conversation. Yeah, so it will be structured, and at the end of the day, it has to make sense because we have to put it in a document.
All right. Well, MP Redhead, how now will the people know that their contributions at such meetings has been taken on board or given serious consideration?
Well, after documenting all of this, in a sense, present it back to the public. So it will not be a process where we hold on to it and in any opportunistic manner or fashion try to then hoodwink people and, you know, make wild promises. What we want to do is to say that going forward, in our second consecutive term, and we are very confident about a National Democratic Congress victory, is that we are going to be focusing a lot on participatory style democracy. So we want to commence the mechanism and the structure now. We want to be able to do what we believe is right for the citizens, not just every 5 or 4.5 years where you practice in the exercise of voting and then you don't see or hear your MP. There's no involvement in yourself in developing that plan. And you're going to see it by virtue of us ensuring that this is a situation where the people, the citizens, are going to co-author this. So you're going to see Andy Williams, if you raised an important point, and it is something that we are going forward with full speed ahead. You know, potential funding is there, the opportunity is there. This is a position raised by Andy Williams. So you're going to see that. So when we say co-authors, we mean co-authors. We're not just talking it in name. They're going to have their names engraved. And think about it. Imagine 10 years, 20 years from now, your son or daughter could be able to cite that daddy was a co-author for why we got a bridge to Carriacou. I'm just joking, but you know, the point is the wonders that will work and to get the people involved. So going forward, it is going to be almost institutionalized and expected.
Yeah.
So that's why we're starting that. We really want to get the people involved and also show them that their ideas do count.
Right. And how do we clarify to people whose ideas don't get into that platform, into that record? What do you say to them?
No, and so one of the things I think that we're doing is to take stock of what might be urgent, important, and in a sense, aspirations, goals that we want to achieve. And the reason why we have tiers in terms of the ideas, because we do not want to discount any idea. So I want to make this point that the People's Manifesto will have a limit in terms of the pages, of course, but the discussions, the ideas are not going to be tossed aside just because it cannot be done now. As I said earlier on, we're not looking to make this an opportunistic mechanism where we're trying to just make us a wild promise and so on. We want to do it in a manner coming from the last 4 years, what we have observed, where we are with the economic development, and we believe we are best suited to say where we should go and where we could go in the next 5 years, given what we've experienced.
Right. General Secretary, you were making a point.
Yeah, well, I want to come back to the point when you say how citizens know that the ideas matter, right? Every consultation will be documented.
Right.
Number one, ideas and priorities will be compiled and analyzed. Number three, we will return to each constituency and present the priorities identified by the people of that constituency. So first we are going to start with polling divisions. So in a constituency we have different polling divisions. Now polling division is a political term. So many people will not know what we mean when we say by polling divisions. It just means different villages, right? So we'll be going through different villages, collecting the information, and we will have one meeting where we come back. Because imagine if you live in Springs, and Minister Reda live in Point Saline, you will not know the points brought up in Point Saline, and Minister Reda will not know the points that was brought up in Springs. But when we bring everyone together, you will get a chance to see all the points that was brought up throughout the whole constituency, right? And then citizens will have the opportunity to see how their contributions were captured. Following those constituency presentations, a consolidated national version will be developed. And the final People Manifesto will reflect both local priorities and national aspirations. Because we are not just asking people to speak, we are committed to coming back and showing them how their voices help shape the final manifesto. So that's important. So, and the process is very transparent, and everyone can see exactly how their contribution adds to the final document. So I just wanted to bring that point out so that folks can understand what this is all about. And this is not just about people who are NDC supporters. The People Manifesto is for everyone. We also say if you do not support us, also come out. What we are interested in is getting the information and the ideas so that we can consolidate it to better serve you, the people. Yeah, and I always say this story. Imagine you go to a restaurant and the waiter or the waitress does not ask you what you want. They go in the back and they know because this meal is a popular meal, let me give you. It could be that you don't like this meal and they're giving you something that you don't like. It's the same thing. We are here to serve you. And if we think that, you want this road done, you want this done, what about if there's another burning issue in the constituency that you want done? We must listen from you, hear from you, and then act on your behalf. At the end of the day, that is why you elected us into office so that we can serve you. And that is a main gist of the People's Manifesto. So I wanted to get that point in.
Right. Now the National Sustainable Development Plan is a plan that essentially reaches out to the public in such a manner, seeking consultation. How different would you say that is?
Well, the National Sustainable Development Plan is a long-term national framework. It establishes broad goals and aspirations for the country's future. The People's Manifesto is focused on priorities for the next 5 years. It captures what citizens believe should receive immediate attention. The two documents complement each other at the end of the day. The Sustainable Development Plan tells us where we want to go. The People's Manifesto helps determine what people want us to focus on over the next 5 years and how we get there.
All right. Well, let me go to MP Redhead.
MP want to add anything to it?
I think you captured it essentially, and that's very important.
Right. Now, with this in mind, how does the diaspora interact and be involved in this process? What are the plans for involving the diaspora?
Right. Well, and as you know for a fact, we just held the diaspora homecoming. Massive, right? So we value the contributions, first and foremost, of the people and Grenadians in the diaspora. We see them as important as the Grenadian family, so to speak. Right? Many Grenadians abroad, to be honest to you, Bereteri, continues to contribute to our country and its development through their investment, their time, their talent, resources. Many of them live here, or I would say rather have properties here. They have to pay their taxes, so they do have a stake. They were born here, they work abroad, but they invest it back in their country. Some of them have businesses, etc., etc. So their perspectives on development, it matters and is valuable. In a sense, we are going to engage in virtual consultations.
Right.
As Minister for Digital Transformation, I intend to make that a reality.
Well, of course, that's your new ministry.
Yes, so we want to have them participate, because when we talk about the voice and the ideas, it should not only stem from Grenadians living home. And let me tell you why. Well, if we were to calculate, we have almost more Grenadians living outside of Grenada than in Grenada.
Correct.
Right? And this is a critical point. So, in other words, if this is for Grenadians, by Grenadians, the majority of people must be able to participate, and we must find a way to get them involved.
Yes.
So we want to hear from Grenadians, both home and abroad, what may be their take. You may live abroad, but Grenada, in a sense, still lives in you.
Yep.
So you have to be able to lend your voice to the development, whether it is for the next 5 years or in contribution to Vision 75, the more long-term visionary development framework.
Great. You want to add anything to this?
No, I just I agree with everything Comrade Weda said. Sometimes, we tend to despise the diaspora, and we only want them when we want something from them.
A barrel
or some money, or Western Union or MoneyGram, whatever it is. But do you know the ratio of Grenadians living outside of Grenada to inside is 2 to 1?
And maybe more too.
Exactly. So we have more Grenadians living outside than inside. And also those who are living outside have the opportunity to see things on a different level. Yeah. We may be just privy to what is in Grenada, but they will see different ways to do things abroad. And even by using their experience, they can give advice to us as to how we can do things in a more efficient and effective way. So we have to tap, and something that we don't do enough, we don't tap into the skill set of our diaspora. And sometimes they don't want anything. They want to do it for free just to give back to our country. So we must, they have a pivotal role to play in this process, and we will include them in the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this is precisely what Diaspora Homecoming has been all about, and it has actually surfaced to the top that a database needs to be developed with our people outside with their various skills, talents, etc., who want to give back and who plans to return when and that sort of thing. A real comprehensive database, so you can simply go there and access vital information for sustainable development.
And I want to strengthen that point. I don't mean to digress, but I think, when you look at the diaspora, notwithstanding that they are off island, there must be a way that they can physically contribute. I was listening to the discussions in the homecoming, and it tells me a lot of them come back and they give back to Grenada, but there's no registry of them saying John Smith is a regular donor, and therefore when John Smith comes, please facilitate the books, the bags, the shoes for the students that they can distribute. And something else, a conversation of whether or not now we should not be discussing to change the legislation, as Prime Minister said, for them to find a mechanism or way to vote. So that their participation must not only force them to have to come back physically, even being born here, having a home here, paying taxes, contributing to their family's own development. They can have the ease and efficiency to be able to still be involved in what is taking place in Grenada.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, as you all know, this happens in the United States and elsewhere.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
of course,
no matter where you are, in Guam, in whatever part of the world, as a citizen of the United States, you send in your vote by mail into your ballot.
So it could be done.
Yeah, of course, of course. It's nothing new.
Definitely.
And it's nothing that has any sort of undertones to it or so. It's just the will of the people.
Well, it might be cheaper too.
Well, of course. Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. So indeed.
Something that's interesting, I must say, because I saw the other side was condemning the fact that the diaspora and all these things, and you know, like if our people who live abroad are not Grenadians, and now I see them planning diaspora meetings. I'm like, you know, you hate what you like, yeah. You're talking about us and the diaspora, and they should not vote, and you don't know what's happening in the country. But still, for you going across and having meetings to try and get them to come and vote. I mean, make up your mind, opposition. Make up your mind what you want. Yeah. But we diaspora, we love you. We have always shown that, and every time we travel, we make time to visit our Grenadian brothers and sisters abroad, share with them what's happening in the country, and keep them involved.
All right. Now, there's just one grouping that somehow feels a little bit disenfranchised. Those out in the UK.
Okay.
They feel, well, Canada, North America is much closer. It's only 4 hours away.
Right.
They are 9 hours away, so they don't get the regular visits and that sort of thing.
Right.
How do you respond to that?
So UK, we are coming. Right? We hear you. We will make the adjustments, and just like the People Manifesto, we will listen. And if that is one of the points coming out, we will try to make some visits, but not just in person, but also online, where we can share with them exactly what's happening in Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. But, sorry, just must make this point. Because the People Manifesto is not just about the PDs, the polling division, and the constituencies, and the people in Grenada, right? But we are looking at different sectors also. So we are starting with the people consultation. Right, that's with the different polling division from the community side of it.
Right.
And then we are going to visit the different sectors where we can talk to our farmers, our fisher folks, etc., our churches, and different organizations that make up the population. So the People Manifesto, let me just say this to everyone, it's a complete process where we engage everyone in society. Because at the end of the day, it's important for us to hear the voice of you. And that's what we want. That is the real aim of the People's Manifesto. So it starts with the communities, and then we go into the different sectors where we will engage you and put everything in a document, community, national, that will benefit you, the people, and you can judge us on that at the end of the day.
All right. Now, just kind of zero in and fine tune the whole concept of the number of recommendations, suggestions, and so forth you get from the villages, the PDs, etc. How would you go about explaining to the folks, well, look, great ideas, but not all can be incorporated into the manifesto for this cycle, for the next 5-year cycle? What will happen come the third 5-year cycle?
Right.
Well, so if I could start off there before General Secretary comes in. The understanding behind it, Terry, is to say that the discussions that we will have will be ongoing discussions. That's first important point. Meaning that notwithstanding that this is created in terms of a manifesto by the people as co-authors, the expectation is that no idea is a bad idea. What requires that idea to become a reality, of course, will be the resources, will be the capacity to implement, because we have to look at all of these aspects. This is why I said that what the NDC is doing is not no wild promise. It is something genuinely being done and pursued, and it is going to be done in a manner and fashion where we can build on it consistently as we go forward. And I say consistently because while we plan for the next 5 years with the ideas of the people to be able to achieve our vision, the expectation is that the future generations is going to be a part of those consultations in the future, right? So again, I want to go back to the point. One of the things that we are focused on is to have legislations passed, not just local government in Carriacou, Pitimatni, but across the country, so that we can decentralize, in a sense, decision making, where you get more people involved at the grassroots community level. That is critical, because everything I do as a member of parliament, I try and pride myself in ensuring that the people at the community level is involved. We have our overarching plans and goals, but the people must be integral and a part. And this is what this is laying the foundation to achieve.
And all right. Someone may ask the question, what if people raise issues that are not already part of your plans? And I say this, that is exactly what or why consultations are being held. Right. We expect people to raise new ideas and new perspectives. Consultation must be meaningful, Terry and Grenada. Not every suggestion will become policy, right? Every suggestion will be considered, for sure. And good ideas can only come, or let me say, good ideas can come from anywhere. Yeah? So if we want people to agree with us, there will be no need for consultations. So we need diversity. Yeah? We may have an idea where we want to go, but we also value people's contribution that may not even align with us. It means that at the end of the day, we are humbling ourselves to ensure that we get the best consultation so that we can have a document that represents what Grenadian wants. That's why we are listening more than speaking.
All right, and therefore on that note, how would you make persons whom are not supportive of the NDC be comforted and to the point that they feel accepted toward making their own contribution and, you know, valuing their community and the national goal moving forward?
Well, Terry, that's why, as GS mentioned, we, meaning a member of parliament, is not the person going out there to say, talk about this, talk about that. Because we understand that there will be people with different political views than we share. And we have embarked upon having, on a voluntary basis, facilitators. And these facilitators could come from all walks of life and can be able to manage the discussions in a non-partisan manner, genuinely, of course, and in a way where we can get the best ideas, as I said, extracted out of the people. So whether or not, for example, someone holds a different political view, they are invited to attend this meeting, because this meeting is not anything secret that we're trying to hide and come 99 hours before election and say, Ollie, look, take that. Right? Vote for us because we're desperate. Because we believe we're in a comfortable position, having seen the last 4 years, our experiences, our shortcomings, our trials, but our successes. We're in a good position, and as I mentioned earlier on, the credibility of this administration, if we say we're going to pursue something, bet your bottom dollar, we are best suited, best equipped as an administration to be able to deliver it, because we mean what we say. So it is valuing that credibility that people can feel comforted that they could participate. And as I said, this is why the political heads are not going to be leading this. We'll have genuine facilitators throughout doing it.
And I just have 5 short points on that. The future belongs to all Grenadians. Right. Number 1. Number 2, good ideas are not partisan. Number 3, participation is about country, not politics. Number 4, consultation is open to everyone. And number 5, diverse perspectives create stronger outcomes. You don't have to you don't have to support us to help shape Grenada's future. You simply have to just care about Grenada. That's all we need. Once you care, you will come out and you will give your perspective. It's not partisan.
Fantastic. Yes. Well, on this note, we'll take a short break.
No problem.
And when we come back, let's talk about the political leader's statement at the rally. You, me, us. Back in a moment.
Lovely.
Oh yes, stronger. You, me, us. Everybody's pumped up. We are ready to go. We are doing this again and again and again. Come on, let's go, let's go. How do you feel today?
Excellent. Yeah, I love it. I love the build-up. I love the vibe.
And do you think NDC have a chance of winning the next general election?
I don't think I know. NDC will win the next election because it's very nice, it's beautiful. It's like I'm from Grenada all over again.
What do you think about the ambience of the space?
I mean, it feels like I'm coming to a brunch. I love the colors, the decoration, and I see a lot of young people here in attendance, and that shows a lot about this park.
I'm in the construction sector, right? And at no point in time I've seen so much construction happening in the country that we can't even have the manpower to meet the demand right now. So it's a good thing.
I travel from New York, come straight up just to be part of it. The best thing that ever happened, the transformation, you can definitely see the jobs is there. I mean, you cannot ask for anything from the last election to this day, which is 4 years. I mean, you cannot ask for anything better. Yes, there is ups, there is downs, but I mean, you've seen the changes, you've seen the transformation.
God bless Deacon Mitchell and the way forward for each and every one of us, especially the young people. So much to offer for them. No turning back.
This is the best. That is my first time coming to the NDC rally, and that is the best.
I don't have to pay no school fees for my daughter from September. And then for the past beginning of the school years, no school fee. She's going to be graduating next year when she goes to TAMCC, free again. So it's just an awesome feeling, you know.
Vote NDC on election day. I want NNP to take this and put it in their pipe and smoke it.
Once you are green, you have no choice but to turn yellow. Because most things green eventually turn yellow.
Very good. But I can beat all the way. NDC to the world.
I feel proud as a Grenadian to see that we celebrate 4 years stronger and better. And I can say the Prime Minister is doing a marvelous job.
Like you're living on about 10% of the population. That was 10,000.
I can see a lot of progress throughout the country. I'm sure a lot of Grenadians can see a lot of progress from infrastructure to education to the creative industries, agriculture, workers' rights and welfare. There has been a substantial amount of progress that I think is undoubtable.
One message for each and every Grenadian. What will be that message?
Keep Grenada moving forward.
I feel
Welcome back. That was a heated moment. Yes. I tell you, lots of excitement on that rally. You know, it is still reverberating through Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidimani.
But you know why? You know why?
Well, of course.
Because it was in the south.
Yeah.
The South break record. Biggest rally.
The South break the record.
Yes, the South.
Even it was raining.
Yeah. You understand? Biggest rain crowd ever. Biggest crowd.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome back to the NDC Heartbeat program for this afternoon. Beautiful Sunday. The sun is coming out, things are warming up. All right, as we said before we took the break, the political leader made a very fundamental and gripping kind of statement. Yes. This is about you, me, us.
Yes.
How do you respond, or how do you explain this statement?
Well, in sense, Terry, that statement captures the question of the collective ownership that we are presenting here to the people, the opportunity. Because it's only after the people participate, then we write the manifesto.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to do so and own it, be a part of that co-ownership is critical. And in a sense, the future doesn't belong to the NDC only. We are all Grenadians, as GS mentioned, and so it belongs to everyone, right? Nation building, in a sense, is a shared responsibility among every man and women, and I dare say youth, senior as well. So progress from where we sit requires some measure of partnership to be able to take us forward.
Okay.
And then I would say lastly, it reflects the question and spirit of participation in what is taking place, my future, your future, our future. So when you hear you, me, and all of us, it in a sense represents that collective spirit of Grenada to move itself forward.
Great. Well, how would the South boss capture that statement? I know you have a different kind of a take to it, you know.
Well, I think the you, me, and us is personal. It's personal in terms of, it shows the intimacy. Yeah, you, me, when we come together, us. And it shows our role in building this country. That it's not supposed to happen individually. Right? You have the you have the me. We come together, and when your efforts, when my efforts come together, I want to say your efforts, I mean the people. When we say me, we mean the government. But guess what, Terry? But us, because the people is the government. So when we come together and we work together to move Grenada forward, it's only Grenada that will benefit. So it shows the intimacy. It shows the personal touch that everyone's contribution can make a difference. And that's why in the rally you will see us speaking, you will see the stage being inserted in the crowd, because we wanted to bring that intimate approach to it. So going forward, Terry and Grenadians, that's why we, again, we are moving towards the People Manifesto. Because in 2022, when we wrote our manifesto, time was against us. We could not go to the people. We had to sit in a room and write it. Now we're saying we have time. Let's do it the right way. Let's involve the people. So even as the theme of you, me, and us is saying that together we are writing our manifesto. Mm-hmm. Together we are moving forward. And even when we do the budget that we will be presenting to the people will come from the manifesto. Mm-hmm. So when we again present the plans to the people, the plans will be coming from the people to them. Remember, I always say, based on our late Model Bishop, government is supposed to be of, for, and by the people. Mm-hmm. So really and truly, this is what true democracy is. Mm-hmm. And the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, reflects true democracy, even in the way we select our leaders. As I told someone, in the National Democratic Congress, leaders are elected, not selected. Yeah, so it shows the intimacy and the democracy in our organization, and I'm proud of it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, time has certainly caught up with us, so let me ask MP Redhead, what therefore would be the holistic message to the Grenadian people coming out of this conversation today?
I think in a general sense, the People's Manifesto, as we have discussed throughout this interview, really represents their ideas and the opportunity for them to participate in shaping the next 5 years. We are genuine about this, and I can give my own experience and understanding. So far, most, if not all, what has been established in our last manifesto, we were able to achieve them. And if we did not completely implement it, we have begun maybe about a 50, 30, 80% there to be able to fulfill that. And so I want to leave the people with the understanding that the NDC, among all political parties, have the best credibility to be able to implement whatever plan that is finalized and agreed on and co-authored by us and the people. And you should trust us in this endeavor, because we want to involve you in shaping the next 5 years.
Well, MP Williams, what is your perspective?
I want to speak to all Grenadians. Over the coming weeks, we will be traveling throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, listening to citizens, gathering ideas. We encourage every Grenadian to attend a session, share their perspective, and become a co-author of our nation's future. This is your chance to come out and share your thoughts, share your concerns. It is not partisan. It is a chance for every Grenadian to come out. So don't sit back, have people go, you don't go, and afterwards you're complaining. This is the chance that you have to see how you want your government to function, what you want your government to do. It is not a time to remain quiet. And for us, we appreciate that, because putting people first is not only about governing for people, it is governing with people. And that's why we are bringing the concept of the People Manifesto. So Grenadians, it's a time for you to come out and have a say in how you think the country should be governed, how you think your resources, remember you pay taxes, and I'm talking directly to you. You pay taxes. How do you want your tax dollars to be spent? This is your time to say it. It is not a time to keep quiet. It is not a time to play partisan politics and say because I support an ex-party, I'm not coming out. Yeah? Sorry, it is a time for you to come to the fore, say exactly what you want, help shape your country. Sometimes we ban on social media. We can say the most on social media. Yeah? And saying it to a point where, you know, it cannot be put into policy. But now, bring those ideas you have from social media and bring it up to the fore so that it can be documented. In those sessions, Minister Redden and I, we will not be the one facilitating the process. We will be sitting down in the audience like you. We will be coming up with ideas like you. We will be listening as more than anyone else, because we understand in order to really get it from the people, we have to take a back seat and let the people take a front seat. So we're going to change it around. And when you see us in Parliament, championing that road, championing that medical center, championing that school, guess what? We are championing your ideas at the end of the day.
Oh, great. Just a quick suggestion for those who kind of feel a little bit shy because they are known to be on the other side. Would you welcome them if they wish to send a note?
Of course.
And drop it off at your constituency office?
So we're working on a mechanism where they can do it both online and also in person, right? In the coming days, we will put out the links, and we'll put out the areas as to where they can drop off their ideas if they do not feel comfortable to attend the physical meeting. But in some instances, in person is always the best way to get the idea, right? But you know, genuinely, there is a process where they can share their views virtually. And as mentioned, for the diaspora folks, we do have the mechanism. We're setting that up to have them to be able to contribute.
So let me just say this. The meetings will be held on Tuesdays and Wednesdays during the month of July. And we are going to the different villages. Now we are going to have 30 meetings per week. You have 15 constituencies, 2 meetings per week, 15 by 2, 30. So we are going to have 30 meetings per week. At the end of 4 weeks, we are going to have 120 meetings where we are going out to hear the concerns of the people, where we are going to listen to the people. Now, Terry, in the history of Grenada, this have never been done.
Correct.
Where simultaneously, constituencies are coming out. I see the other side trying to copy our style, but it is not the same. They are doing our one meeting, this kind of thing, trying to copy what we're doing. But what we are doing, we are going to the different polling division, the different villages, village by village by village by village by village, 120 meetings for the month. Then we are going to compile all the ideas based on what the people said. And then we are going to engage in something called the return. Not Boise return, for the return, where we will return to the constituency, share all the ideas that came about, and then we are going to construct the manifesto and present it back to the people. Every constituency will be presenting their manifesto back to the people. So it's not something where you mabagai people. We are actually putting together the document in a transparent manner so you can see exactly your idea, what you said, what you want being in that document.
Great. Fantastic. Well, time is creeping up. Let me ask MP Redhead if he can just give us a quick snippet on his new ministry, digital transformation.
Yeah, so far it's been a wonderful experience. It's going pretty fast. There are a number of opportunities that Grenada is deriving now, as we have now a full-on dedicated ministry. We are confident that in the coming months ahead, our legislative agenda would see a number of enhancements to some of our existing laws that deals with data privacy, among other things related to digital transformation. One key feature that we have been pursuing was to enhance and strengthen our communications during disaster management, right? So I can tell you, Terry, only recently NTRC has approved the license for the use of Starlink in Grenada officially. When we had Hurricane Beryl, there was no legal framework for Starlink to operate, but we did receive some gifts of Starlinks from New York, and we came down with them, and we were able to communicate with the people in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, etc. But now, just 2 years, or under 2 years, we are putting the framework in place to have that fully operational, because most of our communications are still on the telephone poles, and once a hurricane strikes, it is destroyed, and therefore it's very difficult to be able to communicate. So we want to use satellite technology now, and we have officially approved the license, and thereafter the legislation and the general framework for the private sector to be able to collaborate in this regard will be rolled out shortly. So that's a key feature that we have worked on, and we are satisfied that we are building digitally and transforming Grenada.
Fantastic. And do you have plans for engaging consultants in that area to help advance the process?
Of course. And you heard GS mention about what we're doing for the People's Manifesto. A key sector that we believe we need to meet with is the digital sector.
Correct.
And in the sense that it's all over the place, but they do a lot of important things. So we want to reduce the silos and improve the interoperability and have everybody, in a sense, talking to each other so that we can get a much stronger sector in that of digital technology. I want to say also, based on speaking with various Grenadians, there are a lot of innovators in Grenada, and we want to tap into that. I have already spoken to and seen people who make their own energy. I've already spoken to app developers and coders who can gamify mathematics to be able to enhance the pass rates for maths in the country. So what we're about is bringing the people who have good ideas that can be used digitally to be able to improve various aspects of our economy and society, and we are doing a good job in that regard.
Well, plenty of things happening. General Secretary, your final words.
So, let me just say to Grenadians that the People Manifesto is more than a document. It is an invitation to participate, to contribute, and to help shape the next chapter of Grenada's development. Over the coming weeks, we will be traveling through Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, listening and gathering ideas. We encourage every Grenadian to attend a session, share their perspective, and become a co-author of the nation's future. Because putting people first is not only about governing for people, it is about governing with people. And that's our motto. So come out, share your views. We will be there to listen. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I've been chatting with MP for St. George Northeast, the Honorable Ron Redhead, who is now undertaking responsibility of a new ministry, digital transformation. And of course, the South Boss.
We're looking for it, Terry. South Boss.
The South Boss.
South Boss.
The Honorable Andy Williams.
South
Thank
Boss.
you very much for sharing today and helping us to better understand the vision that has been led by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, all about the People's Manifesto.
Yes.
How the people can participate and integrate and get, part and parcel, get all the information necessary for their participation. So thank you all very much indeed for being part of the Heartbeat today, and join us again next Sunday when we'll have other similar interesting and compelling conversations taking place on the Heartbeat. See you again next week. Have a great Sunday afternoon. Goodbye now.
Thank you.
Today I feel awesome. Progression is taking place, and I'm just happy to be
he said, 4 years stronger, you, me, us. How do you feel today?
Great.
And what make you feel so great?
The works. So much works have been done.
Yes.
Better roads, payment of gratuity, increase in minimum wage. We're talking about a lot of benefits for Grenadian people. Vote the NDC for the next election.
We have done so much things in Grenada. This government, this NDC. Sister, do you agree with me?
100%. 100%.
What do you agree with him on?
That we had made promises and we had delivered. Promise made, promise kept.
And we have the arrival of His Excellency Deacon Mitchell.
Finally seeing changes in this country, leveling up the quality of life for individuals, the WASH program, the Build Back Better program, changing lives left, right, and center, the pension program, wage increases, changing lives step by step, one family by one family. It's going throughout the country. Everyone will be leveled up and the quality of life will continue to improve. Project Polaris is going to be phenomenal, and I cannot wait to watch the next 4 years unfold.
Put back NDC forward, right? Because they're working for young people, they're working for our country, they're seeking our best interests, they're creating jobs.
NDC all the way. If you want to see a better future for your children, your grandchildren, Deacon Mitchell all the way. But NDC, can you tell me your personal opinion on Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell?
Well, to be truthful, he was my son. And what I see he's doing something very good for the country, you know? And I will support him right through. What is happening in Baton Rouge down here today is a true reflection of you, me, and us. And you can see the people coming in the numbers. There is a sense of unity, there is a sense of readiness, and we are prepared to take the progress forward.
How do you feel today?
Elated, satisfied, contented, and looking forward to greater things in time to come.
One message for each Grenadian. What will that message be?
For this yellow, give NDC a chance to continue the progress.
Let me see you put your hands in the air. Start to wave like this. She said, take it easy. What? Wind up this hand. Wind up this hand. She said, take it easy. I will. Get up. NDC. Everybody set the jump up.
I had to leave New York to come down for that rally.
Wonderful.
You understand me? And we are going places. It's up and up and up. Nothing could be better than that. NDC is a winner, and they will never stop. They cannot stop NDC. They cannot stop a river. It's flowing, and it's up, up, and up.
I'm ecstatic. The vibration is excellent. The people's support, their warmth, and their energy after 4 years is electrifying, and we look forward to the next 4, and the next 4, and the following 4.
I feel like a winner. I feel like an achiever. I feel like great things are happening for the country and for our people. I feel that we are on the right track. I feel that what we have done for the last 4 years are what the people wanted from us. And I feel that the people have the confidence in us to give us at least another 4 years. And from there, many more to come.
How do you feel today?
I feel wonderful. We were blessed by the weather this morning and it's gone now. And I feel wonderful. The turnout has been great. And I have to be here to support the party because the party is doing amazingly for the country. One term is not enough. You'll have to continue to work because they have been working from the time they took office and they will continue in all directions. So please give them another chance or another 3 chances
because Deacon Mitchell is working very hard.
As a former Prime Minister of Grenada, how do you feel today?
Well, I feel good today because NDC in the last 4 years have done an excellent job. I mean, I'll tell you, in my view, not even the revolution did as much as they did. When you put this in context, in education, in health, infrastructure, they have touched everything. Public workers, police, teachers, I mean, we have to give them credit.
I will be back someday to come.
Ready up, what this man are ready to see this and what? In a massive everybody running. Who's made with all that talent? You play now. You got it and you don't know. Yeah, man, now we super. We know.
I love the party. They're doing great. I mean, that's a government that done so much in 4 years. And yet for a person's not seeing that. Well, the blinded ones, a matter of fact. But we're going great.
Outline one thing they did that is different.
Pay pension and increase the police salary and the nurses. Give them incentives with the doctors so they won't leave and go in somebody else's country and work.
So here, I asked her one thing and she did about 4 or 5. You, me, us, 4 years stronger.
NDC all the way.
We have a Prime Minister that focuses on development. And this is why he travels, he goes here, he raises money there, he promotes Grenada internationally. And I think we are coming in with 11 to 14 seats.
I feel excited to see the crowd and to see the amount of people here today. Grenada moving forward, people agree. The majority of the people here agree that Grenada definitely on the right track.
Deacon Mitchell back into power. That's the man for the country. He had a place moving and he have a heart for the nation and for the young people.
Wonderful.
Deacon is the man. We voted him back again and it's that.
Wonderful.
Nobody ain't changing it.
Wonderful.
Nobody ain't changing it.
Get out and register so we can vote. Register. Go out and register. This party here gonna win 15 seats. We don't ring it bell. We burn the conch shell for them this song.
Remember, the conch shell is coming. The conch shell is coming. Get ready. Stay aggressive. Stay positive. Register to vote. Register to vote. Make sure you have your voter's ID. Make sure you encourage your neighbors, your families to come out because the election have consequences. If you want Grenada to keep moving forward, you need to make sure that it's you, me, us, NDC going. I love you. We look forward to serving you for the next 6, 10, 15, 20, 30 years to come.